In this video, we're going to be taking the fuel tank down and doing the brake pipes. But it's took far too long so far because basically the weather. It hasn't stopped raining. I can only do it on my days off and when it's dry because I'm on the drive, I ain't got a unit. So we'll do the brake pipes in this video and then I'll do another video of redoing the diesel heater and then fitting the fuel tank back up. But it's nearly Valentine's, so I'll get some popcorn, sit with your wife and watch this video because it's going to be interesting. And like this fella here, who's a subscriber, like and subscribe, and then we can get you more content. Thanks for watching.
So we're just having a look. Loads of space under it, it's brilliant. So we've got all these covers to take off, all these plastic covers to drop down. Look like 10 mils from what I can see at this angle. And then this is the fuel tank we've got to drop. Ideally you could do with it virtually empty before you start doing this, but I didn't pre-plan for it running out of OT, and it's got just under half a tank, I think, so it's not going to be the lightest thing, but we'll try and get it on jack and lower it down. I'll try and get my assistant to give me a hand. So yeah, let's get the covers off and start having a look what I've got to deal with. So I said I thought there were 10s. There were nowhere near 10s. There were more 8s. But the only one I could get on, like this bolt, was a 7mm, and that's the only one so far I've been able to get out. So I think it's going to be a case of mole grips and trying to just brake sockets on. It's like that one. There's idling head left, but this van, the thing with these vans that everybody sees people with transporters is this one's 19-year-old, so obviously they do need work and stuff is going to be a bit rusty and rotten on them. It's not all the nice camping weekends that you see people, oh, brilliant time, but when it needs work there's a lot of rusty and rotten bolts on them. But I'll get some mole grips and just try and get them out with them, and I'll let you know easiest way, and I'll show you easiest way hopefully that I've managed to get them out. So I'll carry on and come back to you in about 2 days. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of the bolts out now, which, if you can get a socket on them, they seem to be 7mm. I imagine the started life as 7mm. But it's hard to tell because all the heads are crowded. So the easiest way I've found, if you can get a socket on, obviously use a socket, but if not, these bolt extractors. Mine are snap-on ones, well, Blue Point. You can see how they work. As you tap them on, they get tighter onto head, and that's the easiest way I've found so far. The mole grips just keep flying off. So these, like I say, you can get cheap sets. You just tap them on. As you tap it on, it gets tighter, and because they're not tight, you just can't get anything on to turn them. So this is where your expense would be if you took it to the garage for a brake pipe. If I took my newer cars, all the bolts would come straight out. It'd be quite easy to do the brake pipe. But this is where the time would be, is trying to get all these covers off. So this is where your garages, you might think it's expensive for a pipe, but it's more the labour of even just trying to get the screws out. So we'll carry on. Let's have a look, see what we've got. This one virtually down at the minute, but we've got a troublesome one up here. He's been a bit of a pain at the minute. There's hardly any head on that. In fact, there's nothing at all on that. So I might even have to try and tap that round with a sharp chisel just to get it moving, and then it'll make the head bigger by chiseling it, and then we might be able to get this extractor on. But I'll come back to you and let you know how easy it was. So I've just got my small chisel and give it a little chisel on that edge, and it's put a little bit of a burr, and that now, this bolt extractor just seems to be nipping. So let's see if it'll get it or not. Once it starts moving, it should be alright. So you push on it hard. There, it's got it. So a bit of a chisel and a bolt extractor. I think that's the best way to get them all out, to be honest. Look at that, Charlie. It's absolutely marmalised. That now should help us get these covers down. There's one down, and now we can get to brake pipe. So this brake pipe is here, and it was just corroded on this bend here. So this brake pipe now runs all the way down above the fuel tank. But I think while it's been air with these covers off, we'll give it a jet wash underneath, because the hose pipe band's off now. House. So yeah, let's carry on and getting the rest of them down. So I've managed to get them all off to here now, which I don't know if this one needs to come down, but I'm just taking them all down now. I'm going to put new screws in and also get Sil a bit of a clean. So between us, you and I, we've managed to get all these off now with the stud extractors and just a chisel on end if they need to. But this last screw here is a T5. Now I don't know if I need to set this one down. I ain't even been looking where brake pipe's running, to be honest. But because of how the screws are and how much muck's above these, I'm taking them all down and we can clean it all. I might even get some like Amorite, clean inner sills up and give them a paint, and then maybe some under sealant chassis, something like that, or some wax oil, don't know yet. But we'll just get this last one down. Yeah, T25. So that's it, that's all them down. Oh, we can see fuel tank now quite a bit better. Let's have a look. Right. So we've got this fuel tank strap bolt here, which is quite a nice one, but it looks to get to. I don't know whether we need to take, which we probably do, drop this diesel cooler as well, maybe, I don't know, these covers, and hopefully we can get that filler neck down through there. Yeah, there looks to be plenty of room. I don't know how it comes down. Look how good that under flap chassis is up there. Because it's had all the covers on all these years. Looks like brand new. It's just the outer bits that's been in the weather. But they're solid. So we've got a fuel tank strap there. So the hardest thing with the fuel tank, I think, so far will be getting the neck down. We'll carry on. We'll get some more of these covers off and see what we're looking at. Oh, so right. This diesel coil's just got a push fit clip on there for that pipe, and one on the other side with looks. Right, let's carry on taking some more bits down and see if we can do it on the drive. So the bolts holding these covers on are the 8mm. You've just got to give them a good push and a wiggle on. But because they haven't seen as much weather, the heads look to be better, to be honest. And earlier I think I said that was a diesel heater. It's not, it's a diesel cooler. Don't know why I said it was a diesel heater. I think it's because I'm fitting one later. Right, so I need to get underneath now, get the other side of that off, and we're doing alright for getting covers off then. Nothing too tricky really so far. So on the underside of this last panel that I was taking off, now right under the van, there's that clip there, which I thought that was going to be quite hard, but it's actually just coming off by hand, just spinning off. So that's that one off. And then up there, we've just got another little bolt, which I'll just whiz that one out, and then that's coming off, and then that's the cover done. Should be able to get the fuel tank down then. I don't know if you can see it. Would help if you don't camera, because it'd be much easier, to be honest. But right, I'll get this bit down and see how we're doing. I've now got that last cover off, and I've found now that up here, I think you should be able to see, there's joins in the original pipe, so I don't have to do a full pipe all the way to the front. I only need to take the fuel tank down here, take the fuel tank down and put the joint into that joint there, which it would have been easy if they'd put the joint at the other side of the tank, because I imagine that's where they always rot at the back, so you could have replaced the short piece rather than having to set the tank down where it's keeping the pipes really good anyway. So these are like brand new, 20-year-old. But if you look at the floor as well, so these vans, because of all the covers that they have on them, keep in really good condition. It's just the bits that are to the elements that rust a bit, but that's all replaceable anyway. So let's stop the jibber jabbering and carry on. So now we'll set this diesel cooler down, which is just 4 bolts, one here, same opposite side I believe, and 2 here, and then you've got the push fit pipes on top. So I've seen some people do the fuel tanks, and theirs doesn't seem to have this cooler on, but it's definitely going to get in the way of the tank here. So I'll take that down. I've got a tray in case any diesel spills out of it, which I imagine it will, and hopefully I'll be out at way enough that I don't get covered. But I don't think there's a way of, well, that pipe's definitely got to come off, that one there, because that one goes to the tank, Could maybe leave that one on, but we'll see. We'll see how we go. We'll just do it and see what happens. Probably just get my arm in from this angle. Need to press that in. Got the pipe off, which obviously the clip to press in is round the back. I'll just use these Nipex. Let's just squeeze it and lift the pipe off. So that's that one off. The other one, because I'm going to struggle reaching down there to get that, I might leave that one on and just drop it down with tank. Drop it down on its bracket. These bolts are 13mm. Right, so now the pipe is going to touch straight out. There. Yeah. So it's just a little clip there by the looks of it. So if we can just squeeze that. Where's my little clip's gone? Some screw at the front. Like that should be far enough down now. Well, let me turn around and see it. That now should be far enough down. The fuel tank's clear, so I think I'll have a look at that screw up there, see if we can get it out from the outside, but I can leave that as it is, and then we can get to the brake pipe, which is just there, and we can drop the tank. So I've just got this pipe to get off here now. Let's hope this one don't gush any fuel out. See it again. Just needs a squeeze. Right, it's on the top. Yeah? Okay, Tat. So there, I don't know if you can see that, you can just see I'm just pushing that in. No fuel's come out, lovely. So that should be tank ready for down now. Once I've got some light on me. Once we've got the filler neck off and then the straps. Top job. So from the outside now we can get to this fuel pipe. So I'll take that off and then it'll stop leaking fuel. There we go. So that's much easier from the outside, is that one. So we'll now do a filler neck and then we can drop the tank. Can't see. That's a probably is that. I thought that was just holding cap on, but it's quite a long screw. There we go. And that's out. Carton. We just carton that like a tab at the top there. So just had to squash it down a bit to get the surround out. So put the cap on. And there's just a 10mm there for the earth cable for the tank. So I think there's enough room there now to get that neck down through there, hopefully. So what I'm going to do is take the middle strap off the tank so I can put my jack under the middle on a block of wood, and then take the outer two straps off, and then hopefully just lower it down, no spillages, nice and easy, and out it comes. But let's see. She sounds heavy. So I'm going to take this side one off as well, just so the straps are still holding it a bit, just in case, so I'm not laid under the tank. Never. Battery always goes flat when it's an important part. I'll now slowly, if I can, lower the tank, and then I'll check the filler neck. She's coming. So she's stuck at your end by the looks of it. Yeah, it's just how it's balanced on the tank on the jack. Hold it that. So that's all good. Listen. Keep her coming. And that is down. So it's now down. So we just need to get it off the jack and hopefully slide it out. The neck I might have to slide the tank this way for the height clearance to get the neck out, but we'll see what it's like when we get the jack out. So it looks like a squirrel or something's been living on the tank at some point, hiding its nuts. So now we need to undo this cable here. That'll just clips on, and then I'll just have a look at the plug. I think unless I can squeeze it from here, if I can pull it out a bit more. Yeah, we can get the tank out to get to the plug. So I've just had a thought. I can get to the brake pipe now anyway. I can get to here to put the diesel pipe in. Just need to, so I don't need to get that neck out. So I can just leave the tank where it is now, might give it a blast off before we carry on, get it clean, and then we get in there. So I've got the plug off, decided I'm going to try and get the tank out, so I'm going to twist it and then just try and tilt it to get the neck out. I think that's how we go. She's a long blader. She's out. I'll get some bags under there. Try and stop it leaking a bit. The job's good and we can do it just on a jack. So it is possible. So what I've done now, I've pushed the brake pedal down and just wedged a bit of wood in. So hopefully when I take the brake pipe off, it's on there, hopefully when I take the brake pipe off, it'll just leak a little bit out and it won't drain the master cylinder. Even though I'm going to have to bleed the full lot anyway, but I don't want to lose what's in the master cylinder. And apparently if you just take the pipes off, it'll just drain the fluid out, where when the master cylinder is compressed, it can't get past the seals from what's in the reservoir down through the pipe. So hopefully I shouldn't lose too much fluid. So yeah, I'll bob that on. So I've now got the brake pipe done from under there. I'm now going to have to unclip it. And I've decided, even though it's joint there, or further down, I'm going to put a full pipe on. So it's going to be a bit bigger job than what I expected. And I'm also going to put a new pipe on to the other side as well while I'm at it. So I'll have to take all these shields down. But I might as well do it while we're under here. Ignore the exhaust, it's a little bit rusty. That's probably next. Right, let's go with brake pipe. So you'll see me taking clips off past the join in the brake pipe, but I physically can't reach the pipes going up into the engine bay from the bottom without it being on a ramp, being able to reach up. So I've had a look and the pipes look like new. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to join it under the tank and hope that them pipes never go, but they still look new. I'll just show you from the top. So we've got to try and get these pipes here right down there, and the in clips. So the in clips right down engine bay there. And there's no way I can reach that without it being. I think if it was on a ramp, you could reach your arm up. There'd be no problem. But because we're on floor, I'm going to just join them where Volkswagen joined them, and they must like it joined. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to join it. So we're going to just do the rear half now. So this joint is 11 and 13. Just look at that side. Did I do it wrong thing there? So I don't know if you can see that, but I was trying to undo this nut here, but on close inspection it's not a nut, it's just a stepped joint. So we'll slack it off that side instead, which is probably what you're supposed to do. So I haven't seen that fitting before. That's it. So we can now get this pipe out. So I've come to driver's side now, and I've cracked the pipe off, the brake pipe to the rear, just so that drips, get a lot of fluid out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these panels off under this side, where I'm going to put the diesel heater. So I'm just going to strip these panels off, even ones that don't need to come off. Like I say, I'll take them off while I'm doing it and give it all a good clean underneath. But my diesel heater is going to come, hopefully, and this is not my thing, I've seen it before, into here, I'll repair that later, into here, through the floor. So I'm going to mount it underneath the van, keep it out of the way. I've got the bracket and I've got the diesel heater. Had it ages, so I'll just start stripping panels off now. So I've now got the other brake pipe out, just corroded on these bends here. Imagine it's a common thing. This is why I've took all the panels down while I'm doing it. So all this. The last owner obviously never vacked under here. I cleaned it, so I'm going to give it all a blast underneath while it's. I'm going to give it a blast underneath while all of them are off and brake pipes are off. Give it a nice clean, and then we can carry on when the brake pipe comes. Because I've ordered it and it should be in a couple of days, I think. So then we'll carry on rebuilding that bit then. So that's it for today. So to measure my pipe, I just use string, and I follow the pipe with a string, and then once it's done, I hold this to my new conifer copper pipe, and then that gives us the correct length, so we can cut it to length before we bend it to shape. So that's his length. Just put a mark on a string. So that now is the length, which is there. We'll put his conifer now, because it's in a roll, in the vise. I won't show you this, but I'll just nip that in the vise and then straighten it out so it's in a dead straight line. Measure it, and then it's easier to shape it with the pipe straight rather than trying to shape it as it's come off a coil. You'll see. So we're going to flare the end of the pipe now. So always make sure you put your nut on first, especially when you've done the both ends, otherwise you'll find you can't get your nut on. So you put your tool on, and it states to have a 5mm gap in the nut here. Do them finger tight, and then wind that in, and it will then draw your tool that way, because that's rubbing now on the end of the pipe. So we now know that that pipe is set correct distance inside this tool. Then my nippers clamps up. Get out of there. And then for a single flare, we use option 1, which it states on your tool there. Option 1 going in. And you just wind that in. Get out of the way. So we'll just wind that in up to the stop. Take the clamp off. We should have a lovely flare on the end for us nut. So what we're going to do is going to do the other end of the pipe, and then we'll bend it to shape. So for the other end of the pipe, it's got this female on, which I haven't got any of these, so I'll chop this off and we'll put this onto the new pipe, because there's nothing wrong with the nut anyway. So what I've done, I've just done the bends roughly and tie wrapped it. Just done it with my thumbs, bent it to shape to the original pipe roughly, and then when I get it on the van, I can then bend it to shape, get the ends fixed, and then bend it to shape nice and neat so it fits the clips better on the van. So you'll now see it when I've got them back on van now. So we're now back on the van. I've got the brake pipe, this one on, and I've put a new clip onto the flexi. Just a sec. New clip onto the flexi, and that's the brake pipe. Onto here now. So that's that pipe on, and I've put a new clip on the end on the flexi. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wax oil it. This wax oil get from Amazon. I'm going to wax oil that one, and then the one that goes to this side I'm going to wax oil that first, because it goes over there above that heat shield, so you can't get to it after the pipe's done. So I'm going to wax all that one first, and then fit it. Anyway, wax all that one first, and then I'll fit that one, and I'll show you when that one's done. But then that's the brake pipe's done. So that is now the brake pipe all fitted and wax oiled up. So I just need to bleed them. And that's a lovely shot of me now with the new brake pipes, so that's where we'll leave it. Because you've seen me below, we have bleed brakes up before on the other vehicles. I'll put the fuel tank up in the next video when I put the diesel litre up, so I'll do a diesel litre and the fuel tank fit all in one video. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have laid on the van. Thanks for now.